Heard that little thing? Yeah.
Testing, testing, testing.
Okay, I'm just gonna turn it on.
Yes.
Because I work here.
And they're saying that I don't need a PCR test for whatever reason, but
Thank you for getting whatever.
Testing.
Okay. Okay. What's that? Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3, testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Okay.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Unity Spiritual Center of Windsor. My name is Linda, and Reverend David is going to be co-hosting with me today.
Well, we are indeed just so very happy to have all of you here, and we're also very happy to have our music team with Angelica Shaka doing our vocals, and with Judy Allingham doing our guitar, and then, of course, our director, Mike Karloff. And Michael, so glad to have you here.
We are committed to offering a safe environment for our in-chapel services. Therefore, we are following the guidelines established by the Windsor-Essex County Board of Health. Masks are required to be worn correctly while inside. Directional arrows are placed in the aisle for traffic flow. Seating signs have been placed in the pews for maintaining 2-meter physical distancing. You may sit next to the people you came with. In the community room, where refreshments are being served after the service, masks can be removed to eat and drink, but please remain at 2-meter physical distancing from those you did not arrive with.
And just for your information, I did clarify with the medical authorities here in Canada, and while we're on stage, when performers are doing performance, they can take off the mask, and I did get that clarified. So because we're at a distance, so if we come down there and get near you, we're supposed to put it back on. And anytime I go down there, we will put it back on. But while we're up here on stage, and I think everybody can hear us more clearly, and so I'm very grateful for that clarification. So this is our time of Advent, and Unity, quite a few churches, and spiritual centers, they celebrate Advent. And the whole time of Advent is a time of reflection, a time of reflecting and meditating on what it means. This whole Christmas message, this whole Christmas season, what does it mean to us? And here in Unity, we know that we are divine. We are spiritual beings having a human experience. And it's that understanding that we really meditate on this Christmas season during Advent. Our white candle here is, if you come to our services, there's always a white candle lit. And that white candle represents the Christ light that dwells within each and every one of us. And our job is to understand that and to just align ourselves with that wisdom, that Christ spirit that lies within each and every one of us. Our first candle that we lit 3 weeks ago represents faith and hope. And then the candle that we lit last week represents peace. And today we light the candle that represents love. And that is going to be our topic. That's going to be my subject today, love. And so we light this candle that represents love. And as we come together, I invite you to open with me in prayer. And I invite you to just take a moment and relax completely, totally, and bring your awareness to this present moment. This week where we explore this thing called love. So we open our hearts and we open our minds this morning to that one presence and one power that dwells within each and every one of us. And we open our hearts and minds to a God that has been described as love. So to that love, we open our hearts, and loving Spirit, help us to be the embodiment of that love in the world. So we just take a moment, we feel a great sense of gratitude for this time, for this day, for this moment that we are here together. And we pray this in the name of that living, loving Christ Spirit that dwells within each and every one of us. And so it is. Amen.
Thank you, Reverend David. And now I'd like to see if Susan Fabro is here. Susan is our prayer chaplain today. Please stand. Thank you, Susan. So Susan will be available right after the service today here in the sanctuary for prayer.
Also, we have a prayer box up here. And so we do have a wonderful prayer chaplain team that check this box on a regular basis. And if you do have a prayer request for either yourself or for a loved one, please write down that request and place it in that box. And our prayer chaplain team will hold that prayer with you. And I do want to make sort of a sad announcement, and that is Charlene Reeves' partner, Carol Holt, passed away yesterday. So just wanted to let you know that. So please do hold Carol and her family and Charlene in your prayers, and we appreciate that very much.
Thank you, Reverend David. I would just like to remind people here and online, 24/7 there is prayer support with Silent Unity. The phone number is 1-816-969-2000.
And Mike, now we've got some music,
We
right?
do. Please stand. We're going to get our blood pumping and our hearts beating to a seasonal favorite upbeat song here. Go Tell It on the Mountain. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Go tell it on the mountain, over the hills and everywhere. Go tell it on the mountain that Jesus Christ is born. While shepherds kept their watching, or silent flocks by night, behold, throughout the heavens there shone a holy light. Go tell it on the mountain, over the hills and everywhere. Go tell it on the mountain that Jesus Christ is born. The shepherds feared and trembled when low above the earth rang out the angel chorus that hailed our Savior's birth. Go tell it on the mountain, over the hills and everywhere. Go tell it on the mountain that Jesus Christ is born. Down in a lowly manger, the humble Christ was born, and God sent us salvation that blessed Christmas morn. Go tell it on the mountain, over the hills and everywhere. Go tell it on the mountain that Jesus Christ is born. Go tell it on the mountain, over the hills and everywhere. Go tell it on the mountain that Jesus Christ is born.
Thank you, and please remain standing. We are going to do There Is Only Love, because of course it's the third Sunday of Advent, and love is the message of the day.
In this moment, in this place, I remember who I am, letting fear and worry fall away from me. I open my eyes and see there is only heals, love that sets us free. There is only love. When I lose myself, when it seems I've lost my way, when I go inside and quiet my mind, I can hear Spirit gently say, there is only love. There is only love. Love that heals, love that sets us free. There is only love. There is only love. There is only love. Love that heals, love that sets us free. There is only love.
Thank you, and you may be seated.
That was lovely. Thank you. I love that song. Thank you, Angelica.
This Christmas season, we join with thousands of other spiritual communities around the world who take this time to honor a man named Jesus, who was born over 2,000 years ago.
And for those of us in unity, Jesus is not the great exception. He is our great example. And he was a man who realized that he was not just a human being having a spiritual experience, but whether a spiritual being having a human experience. And so he was deeply touched with his divinity. And he lived his life from that awareness while he was here on earth. And as a result, he changed the world.
All of us here inherently are human and divine. The same mind that was in Jesus is in you. We are all made with the same amount of potential, and it's up to us to make choices that help us live an abundant, joyful life. Mindfully living from an awareness of our Christ nature empowers us to the light of the world that we are meant to be.
And as a spiritual community, we come together to encourage and to support each other in our individual spiritual journeys, wherever that may be for each of us. And so wherever you are in that process, we are glad that you joined us today.
Our theme for December is the power of life, and our affirmation for this month is, life is the infinite endowment of God, and eternal life is happening now. Would you please repeat that with me?
Life is the infinite endowment of God, and eternal life is happening now.
And so it is.
Gentle lay the mother Joseph kissed her forehead. Mary held the infant close, and love was born. Heaven then was silent, angel wings were stilled in awe. Joseph kissed her forehead, Mary held the infant close, and love was born. Thank you.
This need to be off every once in a while. So our theme this week, as you know, is love, and my talk title today is this thing called love. So, what is this thing called love? So I want to give you a couple of Bible verses and quotes that may help a little bit. The first one is one of my favorites, and that comes from 1 John 4:7-8. And the Apostle John tells us that God is love. He says, "Dear friends, let us love one another, for love comes from God. And everyone who loves has been born of God and knows God. Whoever does not love does not know God, because God is love. God is love. Whoever lives in love lives in God, and God in them." And then this is from one of our co-founders here at Unity. It comes from Revealing Word, and it's Charles Fillmore. He says that divine love is impersonal. It loves for the sake of loving. It is not concerned with what or who it loves, nor with the return of love. Like the sun, its joy is in the shining forth of its nature. And now I want you to listen to this quote from the non-dualist contemporary spiritual teacher Rupert Spira, who I've quoted on several occasions. He's one of my favorite writers right now. In his book, The Transparency of Things, he tells us that love is the name we give to consciousness when it reawakens to its identity with all things, when it recognizes itself in all things, as all things. Love is the natural condition of consciousness when it is knowingly one with all things. It includes all things within itself and is itself the substance of all things. In the English language, we have one word for love that we apply to a multiple of contexts. We love our mother. We love ice cream. We love our best friend. We love our little dog. We love our romantic partner. Though all of these forms of love are driven by affection and attachment, they're all distinct. The ancient Greeks seemed to understand this concept of love a lot more better than we did. In fact, the Greeks have 8 words for love in their language that describe love in all of its different nuances. At the center of Jesus' teachings was love. Although Jesus spoke Aramaic, the New Testament itself was written in Greek. So in the New Testament, there's 3 different Greek words used for love in the Greek Testament, and the highest form of love and the rarest is agape. So agape is the Greek word used in the New Testament for love when Jesus talks about love, and most of the time when the disciples talk about love. So when Jesus was asked what was the greatest commandment among all of the commandments, he actually answered with 3 commandments. He said, love God, love your neighbor, and love yourself. And he said they were the same. Think about that. To love your neighbor is the same as to love God. At another time, Jesus said, love your enemies. And each time, every single time in the New Testament, the word was used was agape. And agape is love. Agape love is a universal love. It's an unconditional love. It's an empathetic, selfless love. And like I said, it's one of the most rarest forms of love used in the Greek language. Agape in its root form means wide open, in a state of wonder. This wide open, unconditional agape love is at the heart of Jesus' message. So this kind of love also appears in other religious traditions, such as the idea of metta, which is translated as universal loving kindness in Theravada Buddhism. So, excuse me. So today we're going to explore this thing called love. But I'm going to keep the message part short so we can spend more time at the end of the talk in a guided meditation. So we're going to do a little bit longer guided meditation today. And it's a meditation where we can practice and experience this thing called agape love. When I discovered Unity back in 1984, I also discovered A Course in Miracles. There was a Course in Miracles group that met at the Unity Church of Austin, which is where I first discovered Unity, and they met every Monday. So I discovered A Course in Miracles and got involved with this group. A Course in Miracles came out in 1976 in a 3-volume set of books containing a self-study curriculum which claims to assist its readers in achieving spiritual transformation. I know it changed me. We have a Course in Miracles group that meets on Zoom every Saturday here at 10 o'clock in the morning, every Saturday on Zoom. So if you're interested in A Course in Miracles and in exploring it, I do suggest that you might drop in. It's open to anyone, and you can find the information on our website. So the underlying premise of the work is the teaching that the greatest miracle that one may achieve in one's life is the act of simply gaining full awareness of love's presence in our own life. I still remember to this day the impression, how much it resonated with me when I read the introduction to A Course in Miracles. And this is how it opens up. It says, "This course does not aim at teaching the meaning of love, for that is beyond what can be taught. It does aim, however, at removing the blocks to the awareness of love's presence, which is your natural inheritance. The opposite of love is fear, but what is all-encompassing can have no opposite. This course can therefore be summed up very simply in this way. Nothing real can be threatened. Nothing unreal exists. Herein lies the peace of God." What I learned from Unity and what I learned from A Course in Miracles is that I had been looking for love in all the wrong places. The love we want, the peace we want, the answers we want lie within each and every one of us. Anything outside of us is subject to change. Events are always in a state of flux. One day everything is running smoothly, and the next day chaos reigns. One day you feel like you're on top of the world, and then another day you feel like it's just all going to heck. It really is. These changes in life are always going to happen, and they're part of the human condition. We can't always control what happens to us, but we can choose how we will perceive those experiences. And that shift in perception is the meaning of miracle. In Marianne Williamson's book, A Return to Love, Reflections on the Principles of A Course in Miracles, Marianne says we need to start taking love seriously and let it transform us. In Unity, our third basic Unity principle is that we create our experiences by the activity of our thinking. Everything in this manifest realm has its beginning in thought. A Course in Miracles is totally in alignment with our third principle, and it describes itself as a mind training system to help us relinquish a false thought system based on fear and replacing it with a thought system based on love, which is the truth of who we are. With age comes many life experiences and opportunities to learn and to grow mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. You know, I certainly don't pretend that I always achieve a loving perspective of every situation in my own life. At least not immediately. But one thing I'm very clear about, however, is that when I do, life works so much more beautifully, so much better. And when I don't, well, things just stay stuck. In her book, Marianne says, if we continually remind ourselves that God is love, then to surrender to God means to surrender to love. Despite any fears that we might have, we let go and just love. By affirming that love is our priority in a situation, we actualize the power of God. She says this is not a metaphor. She says it's a fact. We literally use our minds to co-create with God. We become the love of God in expression. Through a mental decision, a conscious recognition of love's importance, and our willingness to experience it, we call on a higher power. We set aside our normal mental patterns and allow them to be superseded by a different, gentler mode of perception. And that's what it means to let a greater power than we are direct our lives. Marianne says, once we get to the point where we realize that God is love, it's not too difficult to understand that following God just means following the dictates of love. We become the love of God in expression. And that is what I believe that we are here to be, the love of God in expression. The hurdle we now have to face is the question whether or not love is such a wise thing to follow. The question is no longer what is God. The question we ask now is, what is love? Love is energy. It's not something we can perceive with our physical senses, perhaps, but people can usually tell you when they feel it, and also when they don't. So many people today don't feel enough love in their lives. The world, for them, has become a rather loveless place. Even we can hardly even imagine a world in which all of us were in love all the time with everyone. It's hard even for us to imagine that. Marianne points out, though, that love taken seriously is a radical outlook, a major departure from the psychological orientation that rules this world. Just imagine if we surrendered to love, there would be no more war because we wouldn't fight. There would be no more hunger because we would feed each other. There would be no environmental breakdown because we would love ourselves and our children and the environment too much to destroy it. There would be no prejudice, there'd be no oppression or violence of any kind. Without love, or with love, there would only be peace. A Course in Miracles says that the only thing real is love. The opposite of love is fear, but what is all-encompassing can have no opposite. When we think with love, we are literally co-creating with God. And when we're not thinking with love, since only love is real, then we're actually not thinking at all. We're hallucinating. And that's what this world is, a mass hallucination, where fear seems more real than love. Fear is an illusion. Our craziness, our paranoia, anxiety, trauma are all literally imagined. They are of our mind. That is not to say that they don't exist for us as human beings. Our thoughts create our experiences. Any thoughts of fear and lack of love need to be brought to light in order to be released and replaced by love. But our fears do not replace the love within us, because that love is eternal. It is always there. They merely cast a dark shadow over the truth of who we are. Any thoughts that are fear-based are literally a bad dream. It is as though the mind has been split in two, with one part staying in touch with love and the other part veering into fear. Marianne says, Fear manufactures a kind of parallel universe where the unreal seems more real than the real. In A Course in Miracles, sin is defined as loveless perception. The way out of sin or fear is through opening the mind to love and allowing ourselves to be the love of God in expression. Love casts out fear the way light casts out darkness. The shift from fear to love is a miracle. It doesn't fix things on the earthly plane. It addresses the real source of our problems, which is always on the level of consciousness. Thoughts are like data programmed into a computer registering on the screen of our life. If you don't like what you see on the screen, there's no point in going over to the screen and trying to erase it. Thought is cause. Experience is effect. If you don't like the effects in your life, you have to change the nature of your thinking. In summary, as I bring this talk to a close, love in your mind produces love in your life. That is the meaning of heaven. Fear in your mind produces fear in your life. And that is the meaning of hell. Our worldly problems are actually just symptoms of the real problem, which is always a lack of love. The miracle, a shift from fear to love, works on an invisible plane. It transformed the world at the causal level. Anything else is just a temporary palliative, a fix but not healing, a treatment of the symptom but not a cure. Sigmund Freud defined neurosis as separation from self. And so it is. The real self is the love within us. It is the child of God. The fearful self is an imposter. As Marianne says, the return to love is the great cosmic drama, the personal journey from pretense to our true self, from pain to inner peace. And it is the beautiful journey we will all find ourselves in when we wake up to the truth of who we are. So before I lead us in that meditation I was telling you about, I want to close with one of my favorite quotes from John. Not the Apostle John, John Lennon. This is his quote. He says, there are two basic motivating forces, fear and love. When we are afraid, we pull back from life. When we are in love, we open to all that life has to offer with passion, excitement, and acceptance. We need to learn to love ourselves first in all of our glory and all of our imperfections. If we cannot love ourselves, we cannot fully open to our ability to love others or our potential to create. Evolution and all hopes of a better world rest in the fearlessness and open-hearted vision of people who embrace life. So I want to thank you for being here today. And now let's begin to prepare for our meditation. And before I lead you in that meditation, I do want to say a few words about this meditation. Emotional intelligence involves being able to manage your emotions. And part of being able to manage your emotions is the ability to develop positive emotions in yourself. So a meditation called loving kindness meditation, also known as metta meditation, has been scientifically proven to help with this. When you develop a positive emotions, you are less likely to be buffeted by negative emotions such as frustration, anxiety, anger. Instead, you are more likely to feel contentment, be creative, and stay calm. So if people practice this loving kindness meditation on a regular basis, it can help them to stay positive towards themselves and towards others. It can also help to keep people calm in difficult situations and reduce irritation and anger, which is all part of developing our emotional intelligence. Although we often use words when we're learning this loving kindness meditation, the words are only secondary props, and you need to understand that. The focus of this meditation is on feeling, a feeling of loving kindness. Over time, the words can fade and you can be left with just the feeling. And if you practice this meditation on a regular basis, that is the whole aim. It's going beyond the words, but just being able to completely, totally connect to the feeling. So, I'm going to invite you now, if you wish, to just relax, close your eyes if you wish. You don't have to. But what I want you to do is I'm going to guide you in this meditation, and I want you to just be comfortable. Sit comfortably in your seat. It's good to sit with your back straight, your head up, your feet on the floor, and your arms and hands gently in your lap. So as you sit there, just notice yourself in sitting. Feel yourself there, sitting in your chair. And just breathe naturally. Watch your breath as it goes in and as your breath goes out. So just keep focusing on your breath for just a little while. We're totally relaxing. Concentrating on our breath. Feeling centered. Feeling at rest. Now I invite you to bring your attention to the area in the middle of your chest, around your heart. Bring your attention there to your heart space. And repeat to yourself gently and softly. And feel the resonance of these words. Love. 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 May my heart be filled with love. And as you say this, and just keep on saying that to yourself, or feeling that. As you say it, if you like, you can bring to mind something that you really feel caring and loving towards. It might be your grandchild. It might be your partner. It might be a dog. It might be a cat. But this image is just simply to help you kickstart your feelings. Again, the feeling of love is the aim of this meditation. So if a feeling of loving kindness arises without the need of these images, again, there's no need for the image. So experience this feeling of warmth and love through your whole body. Feel the sense of caring, healing, and soothing. And let those feelings of care and healing and soothing, let them wash over you. Let them wash through you. Yet while you gently repeat silently to yourself, may I be well. May I be healthy. May I be strong. May I be well, healthy, and strong. May I be happy. May I abide in peace. Again, the aim is to feel these words, these feelings. Now bring into your mind someone you like a lot and respect. Send them these feelings of warmth and caring as you wish them well. So bring one person to mind that you do love and respect, and say to yourself, may you be well. May you be happy. May you abide in peace. And like I said, if you feel the feelings, you don't need the words. And if the words are too many for you, just say, may you be happy, and that's fine. But feel that happiness that you wish for that other person. Next, bring to mind someone that you feel neutral about. This is someone that you've met, but you don't really know. Maybe it's the checkout person at the grocery store. Maybe it's a person that you just met once, but that person comes to mind. So a person that you just feel neutral about. Someone you just maybe met on the bus or on the street. Now send that person these feelings of warmth and caring. Wish them well. May you be well. May you be happy. May you abide in peace. May you be well. May you be happy. May you abide in peace. Now we're invited to think of a person that maybe irritated you today or this week. Maybe it was a person that cut in line, or maybe it was a person that cut you off, or maybe it was a person that was a slow driver just holding you up. Think of one person, one incident that you got irritated at. and bring that person to mind and send them these feelings of warmth and caring as you wish them well. May you be well. May you be happy. May you abide in peace. May you be well. May you be happy. May you abide in peace. Feel those words. Feel that warmth and caring being directed to that person. This isn't to push you because you may not be ready for this, but now bring to mind someone who has hurt you. Someone that has hurt you in the past. And again, you may not want to do it now, but it's something that if you practice this meditation, it is something that you will work towards. Where you direct your love and caring to a person that you have felt bitterness or even hatred for. So you're not condoning or approving what they have done. You are simply allowing yourself to let the pain and the anger you carry towards them to go. As the pain and the anger hurts you more than anyone else. So with that person in mind, send them these feelings of warmth and caring as you wish them well. May you be well. May you be happy. May you abide in peace. May you be well. May you be happy. May you abide in peace. Take a deep breath. And now let us send this loving kindness to everyone in this room. Feel their presence around you. May you all be well. May you all be happy. May you all abide in peace. So just feel that love radiating out from your heart, filling this whole room, and creeping out into the surrounding city of Windsor. Just feel it. Feel that love radiating from your heart space out into the whole nation, the whole world. Feel the love. So focus one more time on yourself so that the feeling of loving kindness fills your whole being right now. Breathing in this peace and breathing out this peace. At peace with yourself and at peace with the world. slowly let those feelings of loving kindness ease and return once again to just focusing on your breathing. And then return once more just to focusing on sitting in your seat. And now I invite you to slowly open your eyes and join us back in this room. How do you feel? This is a practice. And what that means is it's something to be done over and over. And this has been done. This is a meditation has been around for over 2,500 years. So it's been done by millions and millions of people. And so it's something that a type of meditation that you can do to help you get in touch with those feelings of love, with this thing that we call agape love. This love that was the core of Jesus' message. If any of you would be interested in having a copy of this guided meditation, I'll be glad to get it for you. Just, if you could, just either phone the office, leave a request, or email us, and I'll get you a copy. Okay? All right. Ready?
Thank you, Reverend David. I'm a Course of Miracles student, and only got a few more weeks before the year is up for me to be taking this course. And as you say, it is life-changing.
It is.
Yes. If you meditate for love, you receive love. If you meditate for peace, you receive peace. And forgiveness, it's a marvelous course to take. I can't tell you how it's just changed my life. Thank you again so much. There's just so much in that talk that Reverend David gave that we need to really hone in on. It's wonderful. I'd also like to thank all of the musicians today. Angelica, your singing as usual is beautiful. Thank you very much, Judy, for your guitar. And Mike, thank you for your piano. They don't make any mistakes, do they? They are wonderful. Yeah. Yeah.
So at this time, let us take to heart our vision, our mission, and our statement of being, which is shown on the screen.
We have a global vision. Will you please speak it out with me? Our vision is a world powerfully transformed through the growing movement of shared spiritual awakening.
And we have a sacred mission, and that mission is, will you say it with me? We inspire and empower spiritual growth to awaken us and transform the world.
And we have a personal statement of being. Will you please say that with me?
I am a dynamic center of the Christ light, mighty to unfold my good and radiate that good to all.
The Unity Outreach Team is collecting canned goods to feed those in need. Boxes are in the chapel foyer for you to drop off any donations.
And Donna, how long are we doing the food drive?
We're finishing up this food drive this week, but then we're going to collect food all through January because we know that people are hungry after Christmas.
All right, so it's we're collecting right now through the end of this week, but we will continue through the month of January. Okay. By the way, just a reminder, we will be having a candlelight service on Monday. That is December the 20th, and it is at 7 o'clock. So it's going to be a beautiful service, and we invite you all to come out for the very special service, our candlelight service.
We have many online spirit groups and classes going on throughout the week that we invite you to check out. It is a wonderful way to meet new people and to learn something new.
So all of that information for all of our classes and everything is found on our website. It's found in our newsletter. So just check it out. We do have things going on throughout the rest of the year.
I want to remind you that our prayer chaplain, Susan Fabro, will be available right after the service. Right here in the chapel, actually, she's going to be.
Yes, right. She'll be here if you'd like prayer. And then also, we will be doing refreshments in the back right after the service, and you're welcome to join us back there for some water and some light snacks. We will be, I'm going to go ahead and say this myself.
Sure.
We're not going to be doing a conversations with the minister here, but we do have conversations with the minister or conversations with the speaker online. For all of those people out that are viewing and watching us online, please know that the conversations with the speaker will be held on Zoom at 12 o'clock noon. So you're all invited to just get together and have a nice conversation. And Tammy Maxine is the one that will be heading that up and facilitating that meeting. But today we won't have conversations here because we're learning some things about our AV system, and so I'm learning myself. So I'm going to be dealing with that after the service here.
And speaking of our service over there, our technical technicians, thank you so much to you, Liam and Carol, for all you do. All of our classes, programs, and services are made possible by your generous donations. Our heartfelt thanks for your continuous support.
And we've created many easy ways for you to donate, which you can find on our website. And for those of you that are here today, for our live service, we're not passing the basket, as you mostly know, but we do have a love offering box over there at the very front. So if you have your love offerings, please drop them off in that box, and we thank you. You are our support, and we are gratefully appreciative of your support.
And now we invite you to please stand, and let's open our hearts and minds in gratitude as we close by speaking out loud or silently our love offering prayer, followed by the prayer for protection. Divine love in me and through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Thank you, God.
And then if you will repeat the second part of our prayer for protection, the light of God surrounds us.
I am light.
The love of God enfolds us.
I am love.
And the power of God protects us.
I am power.
And the presence of God watches over us.
I am presence.
And wherever we are, God is.
I am divine.
And my friends, you are. Bless you. Thank you for being here today. And have a wonderful, wonderful week. Oh, thank you. It's not.